Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform. Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity, especially for someone with a few connections above ground. No offense, but your kings have some laws that don't make sense in a practical kind of world. Like about who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee. You haggle like a merchant born. Deal. Here's the lyrium, then. You, probably don't want to take it out of the box. I'll be waiting for the next order somewhere out of sight. Say, just around the corner.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here. Is that so? What makes you think anyone here would turn this person in? You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Don't know how, but more enemies are ahead.
Lost me and you shall pay! We are victorious again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get in your way. Stay away from me. I don't know nothing about it.
I see the way they all look at me. They think I'm less than dirt.
I didn't do it, sir. I swear.
Javia don't like no one asking questions about her.
Hey there, stranger. 6 bits for a tumble. 2 silvers if you all want to go at once. I weren't talking to you. Hear me? We weren't talking.
A human? What's a human doing down here?
Spare a bit for the needy? Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I. Thank you. That a stranger would care so much when my own family barred me from their halls unless I'm willing to. But no! I can't bear to even think of it! My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a minor, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him. I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth, an accident I forced on him. You would do that? But why? Then I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, My father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
What are you looking at, stranger? I could be. What business is it of yours? What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it? I've been trying. It's not as easy as I thought. Look, just tell her... We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say? Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
A human? What's a human doing down here?
Spare a coin? 2 bits for the needy? What are you trying to do? Kill me?
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezhda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple. Well, thank you truly, my lord. That's right good of you. It takes a stranger to notice how bad things are, huh? No dwarf would lift a sodding finger. Excuse my language. What takes you out of the Diamond Quarters, stranger? You got a vice you're looking for old Nadezhda to fill? I'd say it was an accident, try to get some sympathy coin. You look like you'd rather hear the truth. I was running protection for the Carta when some guardsmen caught me. Duster I was with had coin for a bribe, but I took a stand. Guardsmen broke my sodding kneecaps and had me kneel in dung until the infection set in. Never healed proper. I don't know where you're from, but in Orzammar, casteless have no lineage, so it's no crime to hurt you. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town. Means you don't exist. It tells everyone who sees you not to work with you, not to serve you, and not to care if you're hurt. The Deep Lords burn it into us the day we're born, so no one accidentally oversteps her place. Know it? I lived it, my friend. And let me tell you, it's worse now than in my day. Jarvia took over the Carta not more than a year ago, And already she's got every duster with both legs bearing swords for her. Won't be easy. She's gotten real careful since Barat died. Real paranoid. She's got Carta members all carrying these fingerbone tokens. She scratches some mark into them so she'll know they came from her. There's doors to her base all over the city, but only one is ever open at a time. And if you show up without a token, you'd never know it was there. Can't help you there, Salrocca. The Carta members keep them real tight. But that's worth something, right? Maybe just a little. I'll think of you when I go to bed with a full stomach.
Well, look what we have here. Jarvia said you were looking for trouble. Congratulations. You found it.
We must not exhaust our time. Our skill has won the day.
Don't kill me!
Just so you know.
Sorry ancestors! What do they teach you on the surface? You fight like a bleeding archdemon. Sweet bloody stone, look at them all! Jarvia said you've been asking about. Don't look at me like that. I got a kid. I got no other way to bring in coin. The base is below the city. You can get to it through the wall of the third house on this row. Put this token through the slot, and it'll open. Well, will you let me go now? Really? Oh, thank you. You're a good person. How do they say it? The ancestors have shown their favor. Bless you.
It is over. Finished.
What's the password? Looks like we have a martyr, boys.
Why are we always attracting danger?
Blast!
Begin the onslaught!
One more
Here comes trouble!
We must gain the advantage!
the pigeon, I will kill it.
I shall do it. As you say. Very well. As you say. Let's be wary. I shall do it. Begun. Shall be done. Very well. Quickly, we must fight! Come, let us end this. It is begun.
All right, battle it is then.
Very well. Shall be done. As you say. It is begun.
Make her preserve us.
Good, another down.
Yes?
Task is finished. Enemies approaching! I shall do it. As you say. Very well. It's begun. It shall be done. I shall do it. As you say.
I never liked this part.
Now. Very well. It shall be done. As you say. It shall be done. Very well. It is begun. I shall do it. As you say. Very well. It shall be done. As you say. It is begun. Very well. I shall do it. It shall be done. It is begun. As you say. Take that. It is begun. It shall be done. I shall do it. I'm done. Task is finished. As you said. Now we do battle. It's begun. Very well. I shall do it. What now? More enemies ahead, as you say. It has begun. I shall do it. Shall be done. Very well.
Run while you can.
It has begun. I shall do it. It shall be done. It is begun.
We have done well.
Enemies approaching.
Watch out.
As you say. It is over. We must not exhaust our supplies. I shall do it. Shall be done. Very well. It's begun. As you say.
Make a preservers. I'll try to be merciful.
Good. Another down. Shall be done. I shall do it. As you say.
You'll have any time, run with it.
Very well. I shall do it. Shall be done. It's a trap. Look there, the trap. It has begun. As you say. Shall be done. Very well. It has begun. Begun. As you say. Very well. Shall be done.
I am your death. Now we get our hands.
It has begun. Very well.
Your head will make nothing. They crunching noises.
Please, stranger. Let me out. I see you bear no love for Jarvia. Please, help me.
Finished.
Thank you. We've been down here. It's been so long. My friend didn't make it. Just stopped eating one day, and all for a stupid bet.
Shall be done. As you say. It is begun. I shall do it. It is begun. Shall be done. Very well. As you say. It's a trap! Look there, a cunning trap. I shall do it. It shall be done. It has begun. It shall be done. I shall do it. As you say. Very well.
Wipe them out!
Watch out! As you say. It has begun.
It's a waste of time.
As you say. Very well. More enemies ahead. It is begun. I shall do it. It is begun. As you say. Back! Very well. It shall be done. It has begun. Now we do back. As you say. Very well. It is begun. It shall be done. As you say. Very well. It's begun. It shall be done. It's begun. As you say.
Oh, this should be done.
Very well.
How does that feel?
It is begun. I shall do it. As you said. Very well. I shall do it. It is begun. It shall be done.
All right, battle it is. Then.
What? Now. I am done. I shall do it. It is begun.
Let us end this! I am your death!
Very well. It is begun. It shall be done. It is begun. It is over.
So, Paramount finally realized we're taking the city, yet he still can't be bothered to send his own men. Well, you picked the wrong side, stranger. It doesn't matter who's king, as long as there's a queen. Hardly convincing when your blades are covered in my men's blood. Kill them! But leave the mouthy one alive. I have plans for him.
More enemies ahead. It's a trap. I shall do very well. As you said, I shall do very well. It's begun. Very well. Shall be done. As you say, I shall do It's a fine thing we've done.
I'm going to wear your pretty teeth around my wrist!
It is begun.
No one shall starve you and live!
Shall be done. Look there, a cunning trap. The task is finished. Finished.
God! By all the beards of my ancestors! How did you... Where did you come from? You made a hole in my wall! It does? Oh, sod it. If people find out about this, my business will be ruined. They'll think I have something to do with Jarvia. Dead? How? Did you... You did, didn't you? You killed her. And then you climbed out of there into my shop. Oh, just leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with this. And if anyone comes asking, I'm gonna tell them you did it.
Would the Swamp Witch consider explaining the nature of magic to me? I am most curious.
Surely there is another who would not be so bothered by your tiresome questions. Perhaps Alistair?
I fear the second warden has not the knowledge to answer my question.
You might ask him anyhow. Certainly whatever he happened to come up with would serve as amusement.
I do not understand. I seek enlightenment and not amusement.
You're apt to get much further seeking amusement, I assure you.
The Swamp Witch is a most confusing creature. I do not understand it.
You're not the first one to say so. First Gollum, perhaps.
I will ask the Swamp Witch later, when it is less inclined to make bizarre responses to my queries.
You will be waiting some time then, I fear.
You need me?
Of course.
Technically, I haven't done anything wrong. We have no business. Unless you want to make a few coins. Not that I'm suggesting anything, but you're holding the prize now. I have a collector in mind. Who actually sells the item doesn't matter. It's your call. As always, I let people make their own decisions. Yes, well, I'll keep my nose clean until you're long gone. How about that? I'm just a businessman. I merely exploit opportunities. I won't get in your way.
I would still like to know how the Swamp Witch learns its forms.
Eager, are you not? Does the golem wish to become human after all?
A human is a soft and weak form. I desire no such thing.
Then why the interest in shape-changing? Unless you secretly wish to become something other than what you are.
Is that why the Swamp Witch learned? To escape her form?
In a way. It was lonely to grow up in the wilds. To join with the forest, to become one with its denizens. There was a freedom in that.
I think it would be an excellent talent for disguises.
Or perhaps to walk through doors without hitting one's head.
Yes, exactly.
Well, 'tis not a good enough reason.
I hear Jarvia will be troubling us no longer. I assume that's what you're here to tell me? It's as we suspected, but still somehow chilling. To call so coldly for his brother's death. Balin is a monster. I'm glad you will help us make sure he does not rule.
If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now. The honor is ours to have found such a staunch and upright ally. His lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
The word publicly is that you support my enemy. But Doolin promises you've sworn yourself to us. I am Lord Pyral Harrowmont, and I would hear this in your own words. Is it true? I would have preferred that you come to me before slandering me to some of the highest placed families in Orzammar. But with this evidence of Balin's depravity, we should be able to work out a mutual arrangement. If not trust. If you truly wish to take my side, I ask that you do one more thing for me. Do you know anything of the Paragon, Bronca? Yes, a smokeless fuel that made underground forges safer than they've ever been. 2 years ago, she took her entire house into the deep roads on a mad quest to uncover ancient secrets. No one's heard from her since. Were she to return and endorse someone for the throne, the Assembly would be honor-bound to accept her wishes. It's hard to say what she would do. She wasn't exactly known for her predictability. She never seemed to like being a paragon. She was devoted to her craft, never cared for politics. But one of the most brilliant minds Orzammar has seen. Bronca hated Darkspawn with a passion. She would certainly be a valuable voice to support your treaty. Her entire house went with her. It would take a lot to kill so many. If not, bringing proof of her death, or a body to return to the stone, would still show that as an ancestor, it was my hand she guided to her remains. My men traced Branka's disappearance to an ancient crossroads known as Caridin's Cross. It is many miles below where we normally venture, but I can provide a map to lead you there. Just enter the deep roads through the mines. Thank you again, and may the ancestors guide your steps.
His lordship appreciates your support.
Sorry, can't talk. Crier's work is never.
Lord Harrowmont, furious at the Grey Warden's interference, claims no one can stop his plans to strip Orzamar's defenses, say insiders.
Well, you've simply outdone yourself. They're talking all over the city about how someone finally went through Dusttown and slaughtered the Carta like Genlocks. Everyone in Orzammar agrees. You have done the city a great service. I promise as soon as I take the throne, I will send the troops you need. I was hoping you'd say that. Killing Jarvia brought me greater favor, but to truly displace Harrowmont, we'll need something dramatic enough to end the debate forever. What do you know of the Paragon Branka? Two years ago, she heard of something the Ancients created. It inspired her to leave everything behind and venture into the deep roads. She is the only Paragon in 4 generations, and she turned her back on her responsibilities. A Paragon is like an ancestor born in this time. If she returned, her vote would outweigh the entire assembly. Anyone with her support could take the throne unchallenged. She had an entire house with her, dedicated to her protection. With the number of ruins still intact, they could last for a long time. And Harrowmont is looking as well. It's too risky to assume she's dead only to have him take credit for finding her. I did not know her personally. 2 years ago, I was still considered a child, not one to consort with Orzammar's finest. From what I hear, her intellect was unrivaled, but the social graces were beneath the notice of one so gifted. You must enter the deep roads through the mines. To protect the city, that's the only path we leave open. Caridin's Cross lies many miles deep into the tunnels. It was once a main thoroughfare, but before Branka, no one had stepped foot there in generations. I was hoping you could use your legendary charm to persuade her that the rightful king should take the throne. However, if the deep roads have addled her wits, it might be best she not return before the kingship is decided. You have my thanks. Seek her in Caridin's Cross. I will try to delay the vote until you return.
We must not exhaust our supplies.
Join with Balin. We can't allow it.
Be done.
It's your time to die!
Very well. Begun. I shall do.
Too easy!
You found it. Warden, you have my gratitude. You're a bright spot in an otherwise dark time.
All be aware that the Grey Wardens have aligned with Lord Balin. Be not afraid to follow suit. News of the hour. Lord Balin, unable to win own battles, relies on Grey Wardens.
Have you seen my lunch? It's a piece of lichen bread with a spread of old cheese and shredded dried meat. I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry. Right. Best in the trade, you know. I work the ore myself.
What is a good enough reason?
For which?
It said that my reason for learning more of shape-changing was not good enough. What reason would be?
I do not know. Tell me what it is and I shall decide.
It could simply decide any reason was insufficient then.
You find that maddening, do you?
It has a bird-like nature to its sadism, I'll give it that.
Good. Let us leave it that way.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone. I don't know that word. This is a section of stone kept bare to receive our prayers. The stone gave rise to our people, and it is where their spirits return in death. My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them. The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by dark spawn that way. How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself. Warden, so you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company packing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.